All right. There we go. That should be a lot better. Oh, weird. It posted twice. Interesting. Okay, and we'll pop up the Twitch. Pop out chat. And that should be good. We should have everything up on that. You know, I've never actually tried the Kick chat. Let's open it up and just kind of see what... I haven't really messed around with Click with yeah. We can message that, put that down there. Is there just like a regular chat box, or is it all just below the screen, kind of? Okay. Get some music on. Make sure my volume. We're there. Okay, so this is Look to Windward. So we're just going through the Sleep Token album, the newest one. Also, I should make sure that audio-wise it's not coming through. Oh, you know what? It probably is. Alright, so I'm gonna we'll just put it on through headphones and come through. So we're not doubled here. Alright, we should be good. Excuse me a second. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh. Well, I hope you guys are doing good. It's super sunny here. I'm actually plugging my phone. I'm at like 13% battery. Didn't really charge it last night. I was trying to go live. I was gonna do a live just like on my phone, which I still will do later. But that's when I realized my battery is super low. So well, shoot. So we'll just do like a regular TikTok live here later today. Especially if it stays nice. I wonder what the weather, my location. Neat. Let's see what we got on here. Emma, hey, what's going on? Yeah, thanks for coming in. We're just doing some chilling here before we are hopping on some games and stuff. Usually I try to do kind of like a 10-15 minute like vibe check, see how everybody's doing, but we're coming in. Good, good. Did your live go well? Seemed like it was awesome. Had like a ton of people coming in. It's amazing. And also, super nice to meet you. Holy crap. Like, that's... I gotta see if I can find... one, I'm still trying to find that song. And two, just trying to find what spot Boyo's from. I thought it was Bangalore, but then again, I remembered him also saying Southside, so I don't really know. Let's look at a map. Let's see what I can find. Also, we were trying to check out the weather today because I usually go hiking. Let me make sure volume's not too loud. Too. But we're looking at going on a hike today. So there's like 30 minutes from me. There's a spot that I'll go and hike for like usually about 8 miles roughly, and it's phenomenal. I love it. I built such a beautiful community. Yes, that's awesome. Congratulations on that too. It's what's really cool to me is seeing how many people come in at like just from all over the world. That's the part that I really love. Like, my audience is great. Love my guys. They're phenomenal. But like 90% are from the United States, and I'll get like about 10%, sometimes more, that'll come in. Usually, like we'll get a lot of Australia. You saw that too. And then not so much from the UK though, which is interesting. Kind of surprising. But, like, it's cool to see where everybody's coming from. Yeah, let me see if I can actually... Let's see if they have other photos. Yeah. So the spot that I hike up, it's called Peacock Hill. And this is kind of the spot here. So, like, we have, like, a lot of rolling hills is super huge for us. The bridges and stuff that you can go over. If you do there's the map here. If you do each of the loops, that's how it ends up being about like 8 miles. And honestly, it was kind of like a way for a workout for me. I hate running. Like ball or frisbee or something, I'll run for days, but just straight running, I can't. I just can't. But yeah, it's a super cool spot, and I'll usually take Dante. Actually, Dante! Let's see where he's at. I don't know if he's around here. Aw, thanks for the heart. Appreciate it. Let's see. Same, I've had all around the world all at once, and they all got to... See, that's amazing. And honestly, it just popped up on my FYP because I've been looking up different spots to go vacation this year. And, with that, like, they, like, 3 or 4 people from your live just came and followed in. It was the guy from Kenya, the pastor guy. One of them from Australia is like, so cool. Like, I love that. I had mentioned that we went and visited Australia. We did like a series, like a week of shows. So we flew into Perth, and then from Perth we did like a show there. Went over to Melbourne, did a show there, then hit Sydney, and then just kind of followed that way down all the way to New Zealand. And that was phenomenal. Like, New Zealand has always been on my bucket list for a long time. Like, huge nerd, love Lord of the Rings, The Shire, they're my people, they're the same size as me. So, you know, when you're next in my life, I'll make sure. Aw, I appreciate that. You were so sweet, and honestly, it shows, you know? Like, it's very magnetic. Like, you come in, you are curious about people, you ask questions, they want to come in, and just kind of get... It's a breath of fresh air. That's the cool thing. Yeah, so, like, that's the thing. Oh, you know what? Here, let me do this too. So you said you like country music. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Ooh, there's a couple. I'm trying to think of what would be the best. So last tour, it was Cole Swindell with Dylan Scott. Now we're going to be going out with... we just did a few shows with Megan Maroney, Bailey Zimmerman, Brooks and Dunn, Rascal Flatts, Thomas Rhett, and There was another one that I'm forgetting. But we... Who was it? Who's the other one that's coming out with this year? Hold on one sec. Scrolling through the text messages. Oh, I went way too far. That's why. We are looking for Ben. Oh, with Priscilla Block is the other one. This is a big one that's been that he's known for. They were awesome. They were absolutely awesome. Aw, thank you. See, if you've heard this song, this is the guy. He's a singer-songwriter, used to work for Luke Bryan. We work alongside with them a lot. And he, like, I came into this tour like about almost 2 years ago now. And phenomenal. Like, these guys are my brothers. I love these guys to death. All the crew are like my best friends. So really it's a band of brothers. Band. Oh my gosh, sorry. That was really cheesy pun. Not intentional. Thanks, Costco. Coach Combs, what's going on? 90s country. Actually, hold on. Let's see if we can find it. It was... Oh my gosh. iHeartRadio Country. And it was... 2025. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. We'll get some video to it, actually. So this is the one that we did with Rascal Flatts. Real quick disclaimer on it. So, like, all the video content stuff in the background, that's all the stuff that I do. Like, that's my job as a video engineer. And then I also help directing in cameras, and so certain camera shots, that kind of thing. But here we go. Introduction. Here we go. Let's see if I can make sure our volume's good. Oh, are you guys not? You guys aren't getting any audio from that, huh? 1 second, that's why. I forgot that I had turned that off. But, let's see. Sorry about that. Gotta go into my actual settings for this here. But yeah, like it's super cool for like 90s country and all that kind of thing. Let's go to default, apply. Okay. Did it show? Maybe I can do this. Yeah, we can do it this way. There we go.
And I think we're
Sorry about that.
Some of his new stuff right now. Austin, here he is. Cole Swindell.
They haven't really toured in a while. Like, they've done some stuff, but it seems like they're trying to kick it back up and like jumpstart it again, which is awesome. It was really cool because I grew up listening to Rascal Flatts, so it was kind of full circle. So yeah, our lead guitarist, that's Joel. Adam's our bassist. Chris is our drummer. Thank you. It's cool. The people who set up the I Heart Country, like that's their wall and stuff, is awesome. They did such a cool job. Like, we showed up, made it an easy day. We got to have a ton of fun. Clint is our guitarist over on like stage left, the guy with the glasses, and then Jake is our brand new. Like, he's brand new with us. It's awesome. But it's one of those things. Just like growing up into the 90s country and then being part of this was super cool. Ooh, he's had some pitch in that. It is a ton of fun. Like, it is it's very, very enjoyable. I love what I do, and I love being with the guys that I have now. Like, some tours, like, you get people who they've just been kind of worked to death, and so they just super grumpy. But these guys, like, all of us, like, I mean, all of us are best friends. Even when we're not on the road, we're still hanging out with each other, barbecuing. You know, we'll go to each other's houses. We know everybody's wives, kids, stuff like that. Sorry, bumping my mic. That part is super cool, and that's the thing that I love about it, is much like you were talking about, is like community and having just like creating a positive vibe, right? So when we went to Australia, we didn't know really many people there, and we're able to really hear a lot of stories, just different lifestyles, the way that people live in Australia versus how they live in the United States, the different cultures, and some of the crossover and similarities that you might see, which is super cool. Perth was one of my favorite places I've ever been. Like, it was so beautiful, and we showed up on the days that the weather was super nice. It was super sunny. Just incredible. I got to go, excuse me. I got to go, and early in the morning one day, like the day of the show, since we weren't going to have the show till like later that night and we didn't have to do a lot of setup, it was still dark out. I went and got on the train and took the train all the way to the coast, and from the coastline got to go walk down the beach, which was just phenomenal. Got to see the sunrise to it, and it's just incredible. I love how your dream became... Yeah! Honestly, like me, so a little about me, I grew up in like a backwoods town in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, and you kind of had three choices. You either went into the military, you worked at the paper mill, or you stayed there and got stuck and were usually on drugs or something. Or you just left the town and never came back. And I ended up going to college, which honestly was kind of a waste, but, you know, still good experiences. And I decided, I love music. I really want to do this. This is something I've always been passionate about, music. So I'm going to move to Nashville. So I just packed up my car after graduation and moved to Nashville. And I've been here since, 10 years. And started talking with people, and it was really about just networking with people to get into this kind of a field. And like, I love what I do, and most of that is because I get to travel and meet new people and see new faces, different places, that kind of a thing. And that to me has always been so important. So like, most of the people on the channel here, like, they follow for like the gaming stuff because I'm a super nerd and I love that. But there's kind of this double side to me, which is like, if I'm home, I'm doing that. But if I'm not home, I'm out on the road exploring new places, getting to just see what's there. I love history and lore. So if you go, where was it? Was it in New Zealand? It was in New Zealand. There was a place, right? The Three Muses? I think it was... that's not it. I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh, it's a statue, but it's basically in I believed it was in New Zealand or the day before New Zealand. So we were near Sydney. That there essentially you can walk to this park, and where that park was, they have like all these like flowered gardens and stuff, which is gorgeous. But then they have sort of this fountain, and there's the statue of the three witches called the Three Muses. And the story is essentially that they weren't just muses, they were witches. That's what people thought. And this was in the time of like um sort of like the Salem witch trial stuff. And so what happened is this is sort of like also like a ghost experience place. There's local folklore that if you go to the Three Muses statues at night, that you can run into them. Now, I was there during the day, but to me, I'm always fascinated with that. Like, I want to experience the culture of the place that I'm going, not of like the local culture, you know? Like, I don't want to go to just the touristy stuff. I want to go see okay, where do all the locals flock to? Like, what's the best bar that the locals go to, you know? Because if you come to Nashville, you're going to hear about like downtown Broadway, and everybody's like the Grand Ole Opry, right? People start talking about country music and Dollywood and, you know, Dolly Parton and all that stuff, which is phenomenal. But there's a huge culture outside of that, that most of us who live in Nashville, like, we never really go downtown. Like, that's not the Tennessee experience. It's honestly more like Vegas anymore. So because of that, like, we just love to, like, in the same way that when I have friends come to Nashville, I'm like, let me take you to the actual places, like all the waterfalls that we have, that you would never know. Like, you're in Middle Country, Tennessee, you wouldn't really think waterfalls, but we're also not too far from the mountains, and that's where all of those things come to life. But in the same way, when I went to Perth, I wanted to go see the Indian Ocean and go check that out. You know, I wanted to go see some of the beautiful gardens, and what are the natural herbs or flowers that grow there that we don't have here, and why is that? Stuff like that. To countryside of America, yeah. I mean, it's so Tennessee is incredibly green. And part of that is because we get a ton of rain, and it's a very heavy rain. It's not like Oregon, where I grew up, where it's just like consistent, very slight mist. Here, it's like sunshine, thunderstorms. After the thunderstorms, it's back up to 80 degrees. That night, it's down to 30. You know, like, it's so temperamental. But because of that, that's why we get like the super green hills. This one's not a very great, like, it, you can't really see the depth to it. But in this spot of the hill, you're actually looking over the countryside and can see all of the farms and stuff that are down below. It's absolutely gorgeous. Tons of old barns and farms. If you love that kind of stuff, they did create like this little amphitheater. This is like part of it. This kind of like wraps around. There's an old church that's there. We are the same in Wales, just very little sun. Yeah. Oh man. See, that's kind of how like Oregon was. So my favorite place, still one of my favorite places in the world to go, is Belknap Hot Springs. And it's like a local place that you can go camping, and it's got like a lodge and a couple pools that are natural springs. They have an amphitheater with pixelated. They have an amphitheater with like plenty to go see. And it was like, you know, like $15 for the day for you to just go chill. And if you want to go camp, it's $15 for the night, and that also gives you the day pass to go into the hot springs. So it's like, you could show up. It was an hour and a half from my college. I just hop in my car, go up for the weekend, spend $30, and you get to chill. And then you just, you know, camp, you know, do your own food, you know, bring like a cooler or something. It was super cool. But Oregon is also very like there's not a lot of sunshine. Any of these pictures that this here is 90% of what you'll see in Oregon is that. Lots of clouds, lots of pine trees. It's usually rainy and misty. It's like 7 or 8 months out of the year, it's like that. Anything besides that, it's like, it may be sunny, but it's still cold. But yeah, so okay, so Wales. So what you're in like South Wales, you said, right? Oh, sorry, hold on. I have got our puppy with us. This is Dante. He's about a year old. Go ahead. He's about a year old. He's a menace, but also the he's a handful. He's a handful. We just took him to the I just took him to the dog park for the first time, ever, for him to be around like other dogs off a leash and actually get to kind of go explore that for himself. And he did really good. I was proud of him. Usually he likes to act like he's big and tough, but then when it comes down to it, he's a coward. But yeah. So besides that was so Belna, we were talking Wales. We were saying South Wales. So like the places that you're around, like what's some of the like local culture there that you really, really love about it? And is that where you're originally from, or was that a place that you kind of like destined to? Also the castles. Oh my gosh. I would freak out. Oh my god, that's amazing. And the coastline. Seriously? Oh, you're so lucky. That's so amazing. Like, here's the thing about the United States. Like, we have some really pretty places, and we do, like, Southern culture can be really chill. But the biggest thing that I notice is that we live so much more fast-paced, and the other thing is that everything is just so much more expensive, and it's just, that part is just kind of blech. Houses here, like, for the house that I'm in, it's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and for me to buy it would be $400,000 some odd dollars for 1,200 square feet. $400,000. I can go to plenty of other countries and spend half of that to get double the space. You know? And there's places even cheaper that give me even more than that. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, I'm like, I don't know if I ever actually want to buy a house here in the States. I just rent right now. I think if I'm going to buy, it's going to be just land so I can turn land into something. But otherwise, I'm going to go buy a house in another country. But this is great. A lot of coastlines. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I would be out at this every day. Yeah, it's very expensive. Man, I think it's just starting to happen everywhere. Like, this is beautiful. Like, just, oh my gosh. Was that, so yeah, so you were native Wales? Is that where you were originally from? I'm also curious about it because, like I had mentioned before, my last name is Wales. That's where my family is from originally, but I've never been. You know, so like family history, I need to track it back and would love to do that more. But just that's one of the things on my bucket list. Always out walking. I walked to Brecon Beacons last week. Okay, let's see this. Brecon. Whoa! It like the first thing popped up on here. Oh my gosh. The color in that is beautiful too. Oh, you licked my hand, dude. Oh. It's the second highest mountain in Wales. Look, see the rays of sunshine coming down. I love the valley sweeps. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And the waterfalls too. This nice. Wow. Okay, this is definitely on the bucket list. I really want to do Snowdon. Snowdon? I've heard of that, but I've never... Nope. It goes straight to the... Is this like a... So they like dam it off? Or is this just underneath? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, wow. Do you guys get a lot of snow out there? This is gorgeous. Like this is what makes me a really bad gamer because I love games, but I can't just like shut in and disappear. You know, like I love hiking. I Camping is one of my favorite things to do. It's kind of hard to do out here in Tennessee because when it's super nice for it, it's also super hot. I mean, it's like 100 plus degrees and you feel like it's so muggy. So you have to go like way up in the mountains to kind of avoid that. Mainly get cold weather and rain. Yeah, so you guys are kind of like in neutral territory where it's like it never gets super hot, but it never gets super cold, right? Um, so what's like the regular temperature for that? When we get sun, it's lovely, but it's not often. Yeah, so I'm sure as soon as sun comes out, everybody flocks outside and starts like and just like goes out. Is that usually the consensus? Like in Oregon, our normal temperature was probably around like 50 degrees. That was like the normal average. During the summer, it could get up to 80 degrees, but very rarely. Whereas out here, man, it was like 110 last year out here. And then snow, we'll get like a couple days where it just like we'll have a 0 degree Fahrenheit snow day, just but 20 to 26, and that's Celsius, right? You guys, I think you guys go through Celsius. Uh, or is that Fahrenheit? We've gone into the minus when it's cold. Yeah, we never really get like that, but we also like we'll get a lot of ice, but we don't get a lot of snow. So what happens is it'll snow down or just give us freezing rain, and then it instantly melts and refreezes. And so because of that, like when we get winter here, when it gets like the snow days, it doesn't matter if there's like an inch of snow on the ground. Everything, the grocery stores, the banks, work, everything shuts down. Nobody goes anywhere, which is funny because where I grew up, like we'd have like 8, 9 feet of snow, and like that's normal. We're out on snowmobiles. Everybody has chains on their tires, and you know they have bags of sand in the back of their car to help weigh it down, and that's kind of what we did. Chevy to the levee. What's going on? Uh, yeah. I mean, so do you like to go out and hike a ton? Like, is that like a typical day for you? Is that something that you do a bunch or are passionate about? Like, what's a normal day for you? I know, like mine's kind of weird because it depends on my schedule. So like 3 to 4 days a week, I'm gone. I'm on the road. You do it by Celsius. Yep. So 20, what is 20 degrees Celsius? About 68 degrees. Yeah, so that's not bad. That's like a good mid level where it's warm, but it's not super like hot or anything. Cool. Yeah, we're like 3 or 4 days a week. We are I'm on the road. So like I'll leave on a Thursday and get back on Sunday night. Or sometimes Sunday morning to Monday morning, usually in between there. And then the other couple days I'm home. And if I'm home, literally I'm just chilling. I'm out hiking, I'm walking around, I'm looking at new views, playing some games with friends, that kind of thing. Help my friend with their garden, and she has like a huge, massive, it's like 2 acres of just garden that I just like that. I think partially part of it is because working in technology and also loving, like online media and stuff like that. It's really nice to just kind of like cut off and go into the actual world and be more in nature and just kind of like disconnect from online. That's it. Oh my God. The snow. I'd be giddy like a schoolgirl on that. Oh my gosh, I would lose my mind. I love the snow. Yeah, cool. Is it like, sorry if you're hearing that, we have some neighbor dogs that are very, very loud. Sometimes gets picked up on the mic. Oh, wow. That is so cool. Wow. So typically, like, if you're gonna go like for a walk and stuff, do you go and walk that look creepy on a store? I'm sure. But that's super cool though too, because you get like some really interesting photos and just normal, like even just normal views to just go out and see me. Like, oh, that's super eerie, and I love that. The contrast. Whoever took that photo, wow, on the blue. Let's see here. I'm so like out here, like the city culture. It's I am very thankful for it. It is beautiful. Like I have to be out in I okay, so growing up, like my parents had a farm, and so I was like, no, I want to move to the city. I'm a city guy, like that's my vibe. I'm a night owl, like I want to go out and party with friends and go have fun, and then what I realized really quickly, I was like I'll go out and have fun, but I'm a country guy. Eventually, I like at the end of the day, when I wake up in the morning, when I have my cup of coffee, and when I go to bed, sunrise to sunset, I love sitting out and about and just feeling the world itself, not being stuck with the busyness that is just life nowadays. Like things are way too busy, you know. Um, it's so cool. Um, you were asking about Dolly earlier. So if you go to Gatlinburg, this is another like amazing. So this is where Dollywood is at. This is basically her theme park that she created to her, right? And Gatlinburg is super cool because it has a very wide variety of things to do because it's up in the Smoky Mountains, the actual mountain side of it. So if you want to be hiking, camping around waterfalls, rivers, lakes, all that stuff is there. But then you can come down here into the city. I pretty much call it the town. It's a town. It's one of those where it's like a single road, like where it's like, one lane each way, and you're driving through this beautiful countryside of the mountains, and you'll see all these log cabins there that you can go and rent out the log cabins and stuff, or you can go down into the town itself. And they have a lot of beautiful places for you to go see. They have the Sky Bridge, which you can take and just kind of get like a top look. But they also have like all of the attractions if you want to go onto like a Ferris wheel, Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's an aquarium there that's actually a phenomenal aquarium. Get to go like touch some of the manta rays and all that. And then they also have like a bunch of festivals that they do out there. I mean, it's such a wide variety of what you can do that it really fits any family vacation, because if you have friends or family that are like, no, I'm a city person, I want to go explore and go to all these restaurants and bars and buildings and go shopping and do all that stuff, you just go down into the town and it's all there. But if you're like, no, I want to like step away from all the busyness and just chill in nature, it's there. Hey, Groovy, what's going on? And so like Gatlinburg really, really is one of my favorite places because of that. Incredibly chill. Groovy, meet Emma. Emma, meet Groovy. Groovy is one of the regulars who comes in, who hangs out. She'll come in and game with us, and just incredible person. Emma, sorry, let me unjumble my thoughts here. To Groovy, Emma is somebody that I came across today on just like on your FYPs, and she's from South Wales, and so we were talking about like her areas. She was doing this really, really cool live. We had people from Kenya, from Australia, from pretty much everywhere, from Canada, who were all coming in to say hi, to pin where they were from. Super positive, gave out a lot of really, really good vibes. Just trying to help encourage people's day. So definitely go give her a follow, Groovy. Like, she's incredible. We were talking about... Oh, yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah, so essentially, like, we were talking about like different places that we were from, and it came up of Gatlinburg. She said she loved Dolly Parton, so how all this came in. It was very, very, very cool. So she hopped into the live. We were just chilling out and drinking coffee before hopping online, and I guess technically I'm online, but you know what I mean. Like it just kind of like evolved into this thing, like exploring different stuff. You were I'm trying to remember one of the other places you were saying, Emma, that you wanted to see that was in the United States. I remember you saying Memphis. I'm a little biased on Memphis. Yep. Memphis went downhill really quick, unfortunately. Like, now, I'll tell you this. The food there is insane. And yes, Elvis, that's right. So, Memphis is really dangerous, unfortunately. Like, it's like one of the most dangerous places in the United States. Definitely one of the most dangerous in Tennessee. And so most of the time, like, we don't really frequent there very often. However, I will say this. Yeah, pretty much. There's a lot of gang activity out there. That's a huge, huge issue. I have some friends that live out there, and like break-ins, robbery. Now, obviously, this is happening everywhere more, but Memphis has especially a reputation. It's kind of like Detroit, Michigan is known as like one of the worst places to go in the United States. You know, like if you're gonna go visit the States, you don't want to go visit Detroit. You know, but I will say this. So there are some really awesome places that little sketchy to get to, Like, we had somebody there that led, I was working with a different band at the time, and they were like, hey, come down this back alley with us. Like, we knew we were going to go get food, but they're like, hey, come down this back alley with us. And we were all like, a back alley in Memphis? And they're like, no, trust us. And we're like, okay. So we start going down, and there's people hanging out there kind of giving us looks. Now, mind you, Memphis is primarily African American. So white bread here, walking down, I'm getting a lot of looks, and I'm like, this is not good. And then he turns us, and there's a stair step leading down into this building, and he's like, it's down there. And we're like, you just took us into a back alley, and now you want us to go down this super sketchy thing here? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we went down. Some of the best Southern barbecue I've ever had. It was this older gentleman who he basically, like, when he became an adult, he decided, I wanted to be a chef and cook good barbecue. He bought up this little rinky-dink place that was down this back alley, down this staircase, and just completely revamped it and turned it into his own barbecue joint. And his family has been running it since. Now, most people aren't going to find that, but it's one of those hole-in-the-wall local places. So if you're local, you know about it. And so this guy shows us because he was a local, and it was some of the best food we had ever had. So cool. So super sketchy experience turned into one of the most amazing experiences, which is awesome. Groovy is saying we have a ton of natural springs and mangroves that you can kayak through. Yes, yeah. Groovy, weren't you over towards like Orlando? I'm trying to remember what part of Florida you're in. Emma, if you come to Florida, another place you got to go see is Key West. I went there with a friend here this last year, and basically it's all of these different islands on the coast of Florida. So you go down to the very end, the very tip of Florida, and then you keep going, and then you keep going more, and you keep going more. Key West is meh. It is beautiful. It's one of those, though, that it doesn't really have a beach. So it's more like you're right on the water, and it just gives you, yeah. If you're going there for, like, the touristy vibe, it's not really there. But if you're going there for, like, the local vibe, which is very down-to-earth, bunch of fishermen, people who are, like, restoring the coral to the reef, they were phenomenal. And my friend and I kind of this is how we travel. We don't go and look anything up, except, like, we might look up a couple things beforehand and choose one. Okay, one touristy thing. And then after that, that's it, right? We fly, we don't bring a suitcase. We bring a backpack with a couple changes of clothes in it. And then we fly to the destination. We're not carrying out all this luggage. And then we'll just go and explore. We're not opening up maps. We're not using our phones. We're just walking around finding the local spots. And wherever we end up is where we end up. It's just amazing. Bahia Honda State Park is where I love. Yeah, Bahia Honda was great. We went snorkeling there. Unfortunately, when we went, it was right in the middle of hurricane season. So it was super rainy there, and we didn't really have many sunny days. But we said, you know what? We're here anyways. Didn't matter the rain. You know, I'm in swim trunks and in sandals, and we're just walking about, just getting soaked. But who cares, you know? We're going and checking out the local key lime pie. You know, that's like where it's like famous for is key lime pie. And yeah, the rain was very warm. Super cool. A bunch of chickens running around everywhere. They just are everywhere. Super cool. Um, water spouts off the coast. That's awesome. I'm trying to remember. Isla Morada. That's where we went. In Key West. So essentially, you have all these different keys with the different names to them, and then Key West is the very tip of it, and it's an insanely awesome experience. And then if you want to go more towards the city vibes, you can go up. It's a couple hours north of there, and that's where you can end up going to like Miami. I'm not a Miami vibe kind of person. Like, it's cool, but it's too like contemporary, I guess. Although the why am I trying to remember what it's called? It's the coffee cake. I'm forgetting the word. What's the name of it? Groovy, you might remember this. No, Miami for me, yeah. It's a cake that they also will pour like coffee on. Oh my gosh, it is so good. You hate coffee. Interest. Okay, a tea person. Are you a tea person? Tiramisu. That's it. And I mean, this one was a full experience. It was like they bring out the cake. It's a nice, like, soft cake to it, like a good brown sugar, like, crumble to it. But then they will pour like a very bold coffee on it, just very slightly, just drizzle on it. It's delicious. And this one place in Miami really captured it that nowhere else in America I've ever tasted that for. It's I'm trying to remember its origin, but it's a very, very particular way to make it, and it's intentional and slow. And Americans hate slow, so like this was incredible. This one, this was like the like perfect way that they do this. Like, it's, I don't remember if it's a French way to do it. If it's is it French? There's another country that does it, that they do that. They do the pour on it. You dip the layers in coffee. Yeah. There's that one too. But this one does like the pour with, oh my god, it was so good. UK tend to copy America for foods. Yeah. See, that's something with Australia I was really bummed about. I was really excited to experience the new foods there. And they pretty much do American food. Although they also do a lot of Asian food, and I am a die-hard Asian food fan. Like, oh my gosh. And the sushi there was phenomenal. Tea lover, popular in Wales. Yeah, Boyo does that. Golden tea. What's his? I think it's a golden tea. Turmeric. I always say turmeric. I'm sorry. Turmeric is an amazing one. But me personally, I am a rose tea fan. There is, I don't know if I can find the brand for it. So I had a buddy, well, in college, I roomed with the GM for Nike, one of the GMs for Nike, and he would always go to Sri Lanka for like 3 to 6 months out of the year. And he would come back with this giant, like, thing of tea. We have food on our own. We tend to get, it's kind of hard to read the chat. On the TikTok, is it getting covered up? Sorry, let me do that. Sorry, also allergies, excuse me. But he would come back with this giant box. Oh, it's in the background? Let me pull this up real quick. Like, is it Is it getting completely covered up? It's fixed. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So basically so he would come back with this giant box of tea, and it looked like a cigar box, which I'm also a huge I love cigars, so was amazing. And when we opened it up, there's all of these different teas in there, and this particular tea from Sri Lanka, it was a rose leaf tea. I mean, it tasted like you were actually eating a rose, how it smelled, which to some people might not be appealing, but to me, oh my gosh, it was so good. I started paying him anytime he was like, hey, I'm going to go to Sri Lanka. I'm like, please bring me back a box of this stuff. Eventually I moved to Tennessee, and so like we lost contact, but oh my gosh, so good. What's Emma, what kind of tea is like your go-to? Jacket potatoes multiple times a week? Jacket potatoes? I've never heard of that term. I'm going to try this real quick. Jacket potatoes. Ooh. I'm not going to lie, that looks really good. That does look delicious. Okay, so it's pretty much just sliced in half potatoes with the and the green onions on. I'm gonna have to start thinking about like some new recipes to start cooking up too. That's the other thing. 'Cause yeah. Tuna and mayonnaise. Potatoes with tuna and mayonnaise. Interesting. Hunt's baked beans. Nice. Delicious. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to drool. That's such an awesome thing. Now, would you say, Emma, that the tuna is like more like tuna slices, like fresh caught tuna, or is it more like what Americans experience tuna, which is more of sort of like the shredded mixture glob thing that we call tuna? Tinned tuna flakes. Okay, cool. Cause like on sushi, I do love like this like sliced tuna, but there's something to me, I think it's a texture thing on like the canned tuna that I just like on the glob that I just don't do very well. If it's cold. If it's heated up, it's delicious. If it's cold, there's something that my brain just short circuits and doesn't like about that. But yeah, the beans and cheese and all that and green onions, this just looks so good. Okay. Yeah. So, Emma, what would you say is like, what would be like a normal dish to you guys out there? Like, Boyo never really has anything out here. Like, he doesn't have anything different. Chicken omelet. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like, when we're out on the road, when on a bus, you don't have a kitchen. So, like, while we have bunks to sleep and stuff, there's no kitchen for us. There's a microwave, but there's no actual, like, stove. And so, when we show up to the venue, wherever we're playing, there's usually catering that they do all that stuff, right? Which is cool. However, if any of you guys did summer camp as a kid, you guys would remember the breakfasts of powdered eggs. Or very watery eggs. And that is just ugh, it's so bad. Because they're having to cook for so many people in such a short time that they do this batched thing that's just, it's never good. It's never seasoned, doesn't taste that well. If you come to Florida, you gotta try the authentic Cuban sandwich. Uh-huh. Boop. Mm-hmm. Delicious. That one actually looks really good. I learned a thing this year. I was today years old when I learned about putting chips inside a sandwich, and it's delicious. Gives a really good crunch. I never thought about putting potato chips inside a sandwich. And some people were like raised on that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm uncultured. No, I was never, no, like, we never did that West Coast. And that was the same thing here when I learned about people dip like French fries into ice cream. And I was like, you do what? And they're like, yeah, like salty and sweet. It was so weird to me, so foreign to me. So that is the cool thing, Emma, is that like coming to the United States, we do have a vast variety of foods just because of just how big the states are. You have a lot of different cultures. So West Coast, you'll get a lot like West South, you're going to get like a lot of Mexican culture. Whereas if you go West North, you're going to get a lot of Asian culture. And then Southeast, you're going to get a lot of like the Cuban and like Jamaican and you know, things of that, right? Islander type foods. And then up northeast is where you're going to get like a lot of the a little bit more towards like I don't know how else to call it. It's the traditional American experience. And then the South, that's where you get barbecue. Our traditional food is fish and chips. I would be all over that. I love that. Chip buddy or a chip roll? I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. This looks amazing. Yeah, so I my soul is a fat kid, okay? Like, I mean, I kind of am a fat kid, but the point of that being is like, I love food and I love trying new things, experiencing new flavors, again, cultures, right? Um, if, okay, oh my gosh. So my mom, okay, so we are Native American. So my family is Native American and Welsh, right? That's the last name Wales. But hey, Gort, what's going on? But we basically, on my mom's side, they grew up around like a lot of like traditional Mexican family immigrants who came to America. And so like first generation. Sorry, I just spit. Oh my god. Like first generation. And so my mom getting like living around them learned how to make tamales like the right way. And there's a lot of people, you use the corn husk to make them, right? There's a lot of people who will go to restaurants and order a tamale and it's done wrong. Majority, like 90% of Mexican restaurants in the United States that make tamales are wrong. Completely wrong. They're mushy, they're way too soft, there's no actual chew to them. Though they might have some good flavor, it's flavored mush that's wrapped together. Made from actual Mexican families. This thing is much more like How about those people who try to eat the husky? Yeah, and they're like, this thing doesn't taste so good. Um, it's more like trying to compare it because it's not as thick as a burrito would be, but it has more of like an actual, like, you got to take a fork to actually kind of cut through it rather than just like hit it with a spoon and it falls apart. So a lot of people don't like tamales because of how Mexican restaurants, the Americanized version, does it. She makes those tamales and we come running. Yes, yeah, uh-huh. Battered sausage. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So good. I've never tried a fish cake. I don't know what they would taste like. And also also the type of fish too, I think could really change on that. Like mahi would be really good. I'd feel like I'm a forever a smoked salmon person. Ever tried a Mars bar? A Mars bar in batter? No. What? Mars bar in batter. Really? Interesting. See, I actually don't like, I don't eat much like candied or sweets. Not because I don't like I do like them. But that was the problem, was I had to cut them out. I think it's disgusting, but Welsh people love it. Yeah, I don't like. I'm not a huge like people do like out here like fried Oreos and fried Twinkies and that, and I'm like, it's not my thing. It's too much fried. You know, turns to mush inside. Who? Yeah, see, I don't know. So I will tell on myself. So 3 years ago now, okay, so way back when, um, me and my ex at the time, we were super gamers. We didn't really go anywhere and do a lot, and we would go through, between the two of us, a pack of Reese's peanut butter cups a day. I don't mean the 2 cup Reese's. I mean the bag of Reese's. It was so bad, and I put on so much weight. I was so unhealthy then, and I was like, after all that stuff ended, I like got back into shape and healthy and really being back into like myself again. And since then, I just can't really do a lot of I just can't do a lot of chocolate. Like not chocolate, like candy, like Mars bar, Three Musketeers, Kit Kat, stuff like that. As much as I love them, it's just so hard now. It took. I started out. I was 214 pounds at the time, and granted, for my size, I should be like 170. Typically, I am a little bit more broad shouldered now, and with like what I do for work, it gets a little bit more muscular. So I'm supposed to be a little bit heavier than that now. But I was 214, and I completely cut out all sugar completely. And I was walking 3 miles a day to start, just to get back into routine, and drinking a gallon of water a day. And I dropped that weight just from doing that. 3 miles a day, a gallon of water, cut out the sugar. That's it. Still ate everything else I loved. I love pastas, the variety of that. I love any Asian dish, so that can be a lot of carbs. And because of that, like, I was never doing like carb calculation and all that stuff. I'd get like my daily and be like, okay, just try to not hit the limit, but continue eating what you love, right? What is chicken shish? if I can spell. Shish. Oh, like shish kebab. Oh my gosh, how did I not get that? Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. We also do lamb kebabs. My uncle raises sheep, and we'd get lamb kebab, and oh my god. What, shish? Yeah. It's like, that's honestly, y'all, if you're ever out here, I will totally grill up some chicken shish for you. Kebab. Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah, because Boyo does that the same way too. Kebab or kebab, where I don't know if that was just like a West Coast thing that I learned it that way, is kebab, or like, but that's how I grew up learning that. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's just a United States thing or if that was just a West Coast thing, but that's a good point that you, like, I never really thought about that before. Chicken sheesh. I love that. Sheesh. Chicken sheesh. I love that. Yeah, you guys come out. I will grill that up for y'all. I honestly, it's time for me to pull the grill out again, and we're right back into summer season again. It's time. Ooh, nice wrap on that too. Looks good. I'm sorry. My foodiness is overcoming my brain right now. Oh, you're getting on a plane. Where are you flying to? Oh, getting on the plane. Oh my god. I'm sorry, light bulb. It just clicked. Yeah, come on over. Seriously, you want a tour guide? Like, come on out. Any of y'all are welcome. Like, we'll grill up. We'll hang out. We'll go. We got lakes, rivers, waterfalls, all the stuff to go hike and explore. Go swimming. Just have some fun. You know. The South is a good place for that. Summer fun is amazing. Came up with nicknames for literally everything. Yes. What's funny is I'm sure that we have stuff that we say that you guys are like, why do you call it that? Yes, let's go. That's right, Groovy. I remember you telling me about that. You're going on that trip with your friend, right? So Emma, Knoxville is on the way up, like you're going to Gatlinburg. So it's the middle of the road, so it's like Nashville, Knoxville, Gatlinburg. So it's like an hour and a half. And yeah, about an hour to an hour and a half from where I'm at. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. And yeah, that list, what I was saying of like make a list of how many countries you want to visit for the next year, and then just make that a goal. This year, my goal was 5. Currently, I'm at 3 right now, and will be 4th in July. Yeah, my 4th country in July. Now, granted, Canada and Mexico, it's right there, so doesn't count, I guess. But yeah, thanks for the share, Willie. When I see Knoxville, I instantly think of Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. Still counts. Yes. Yeah. Canada was fun. Yeah, Canada's been cool. I'd say French Canada, honestly, maybe it was just I was working with an artist at the time. His name is Kane Brown. He's a country music artist that also does sort of like pop. And we went up to Canada, but we went to like Montreal, to the French side. The French side, the men hate Americans. The women love Americans. So it was kind of weird because we'd show up and we're just there to do a show. You know, we're setting up, you know, we need like where like the stage was like way up this hill, and our bus was all the way down the hill, so they would have to take a golf cart to get us there. To Puerto Rico, Grand Canyon. Yes, let's go. Oh my gosh, you gotta let me know how that is, because Puerto Rico has been on my list for a while. I have family that they just bought a place out there as kind of like, that's their like now vacation home. They're kind of like transitioning over to that, but they rent it out to people, and I was like, I need to go there. As soon as I found that out, I was like, I have to go. It looks beautiful. But yeah, so we were like hopping in the golf cart, and like the girls are super sweet, a little overly sweet. The guys, on the other hand, just hated our guts. We would ask them, we'd be like, hey, we got to get down to the bus. Could you give us like a ride down in the golf cart? And the guy was literally like, yeah. And then turned around and walked into, there was like a trailer where they were like a, just like a like day trailer thing. And he just walked into the trailer and never came back out. We were like, what did we do? Like, we just asked, like, I don't know what happened, but then they would like cuss us out randomly, or like they'd just stop doing things. We were like we would have hands to help us put together the stage, and we'd be like, hey, could you help us like for me, I'm moving LED walls. I'd be like, hey, could you help me set up this camera or move this thing? And the girls were always like, yeah, absolutely. And then the guys were like giving us like a scowl, and then would just walk away. We were like, what happened? Like, I don't get it. Why do you think? I don't know. Here's my theory. My theory, and this could be just me. I don't want to, like, my theory is that the guys were not, they didn't like the attention that the girls were giving to Americans. That's my guess. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. Now, besides Montreal, the rest of Canada were always awesome. They were super low-key, down-to-earth, a ton of fun, super helpful. Like, my kind of people. But, yeah, it was... I've been in the bath for 2 hours because I've been talking. Yeah, let's go! Oh my gosh, Emma, like, same mindset here. 1, baths, amazing. I showed the hot springs earlier, right? Like, a good soak changes the vibes. Changes the vibes for everything. It means you need more water, right? But also, it's a good thing. Hey, prunes are fine. Prunes are absolutely acceptable. It's one of those things. I literally love Americans. You are an anomaly. There's not a lot of people that like Americans, so thank you. We are so sorry. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. Australians, this was what was really cool to me on the vibes. Australians, I worked with there was a Christian band by the name of Newsboys. They're all Aussies. I used to work with them. Phenomenal people. The Australian culture compared to American or compared to Asian culture is so different when you talk about the politeness. I love them beautiful accents and brilliant. Yeah. Well, so like nice Asian people are very polite. They're very much more like quiet, right? Like they're very sweet and it's more formal, right? Australians, they're the kind that'll come up and slap you on the back or the back of the head, and they just chat you up, and they just have, like, they're very, very nice, warm, loving people, but they're loud. Whereas Asians are much more it's more like a reserved politeness, which to me, it was just so beautiful. Whereas like Americans, you will get such a vast variety. You go to Boston, they all have a chip on their shoulder for the most part, right? They're very proud people, and they're also kind of loud. But Southerners, and I've kind of morphed to Southerner, we can be kind of loud, but like we're friendly, we're loving. It's Southern hospitality, you know? But then if you go up to like Seattle, like Washington, on the West Coast, you get this very like uptight, very reserved, very cliquey vibes. Like everybody goes to their own pocket and they don't really accept outsiders kind of thing. And then, of course, how most people see Americans is usually Californians or New Yorks, right? Eurovision don't like us, it's all good. I mean, sometimes it's like, I don't know what I did, man. I'm sorry. What if I did something? I'm sorry. Just tell me. Like, I can be a dunce at times, so just tell me if I am. Like, I'm not a person who gets offended. Like, you can't, like people can say whatever they want about me and be like, cool, awesome. Or it'd be like, hey, that was really good to know. I didn't know I was like that. Sorry. Which I think is good. Like, hey, I'm not my country. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So I have to tell you a story on this. So I'd mentioned Boyo, our production manager, right? Now this guy, he's about the same size as my dad. He's about like 5'2", 5'3". He's a shorter, smaller man. He's the most friendly, loving, like, this guy is a second dad to me. Like, he is amazing. And he's so down to earth, but he also doesn't take any shit. Like, it's incredible. But this guy, for such a tiny thing, can drink anyone under the table. And I mean anyone. And that's tough to do out here in Tennessee. Like, Nashville is practiced. Well, we go out, I'm trying to remember where we were at. We were in Texas. We were doing a show out in Texas. And there was this cool little, like bar that we went to, like a speakeasy that there's like a secret code you have to find to get in. Super cool. Tons of fun. So it's me and our production manager, Boyo, and it's our laser technician and our guitar techs. And our laser technician, she's from Vegas, and so she's like, oh, I know how to drink and party, and like, it's fine. Now, Boyo said, hey guys, like we had already been like out drinking probably for like the last 2 hours, and we were like, all right guys, we're done, we're going to bed, catch y'all later. And Boyo's like, I'm gonna go and we're gonna continue going on. Anybody want to join? The experienced drinkers in the group went, no, absolutely not, Boyo, you're insane, no way, see ya. And so we left. Laser chick goes, yeah, I'll stay. We looked at her and we said, it's not a good idea. Don't do it. You're going to feel like crap the next day. Don't do it. And she's like, oh, I'll be fine. I can drink them under the table. And we're like, that's not going, we're telling you this won't happen. Well, she knew better. So, okay, bye. So we go off. The next morning, she comes up on the bus and she is just wrecked. And she looks at us and goes, why didn't you warn us? Why didn't you warn me about Boyo? And we all went, we did. She's like, how does a man that small drink so much? We were like, you tried to keep up with him, didn't you? And she was like, yes. And she was like hungover for like the next 2 days. Like bad. Like so bad. And we were like, he's Welsh. Like, what do you expect? Like, That's his pastime when he's at home. Like when he's back in Wales, that's his pastime. It was, oh my god. So my question to you, Emma, is that the norm out there, or is this guy just insane? Like, comparatively to other cultures, can you guys drink people just under the table? Because I had assumed from the people that I've met from there that that's just the norm. Yeah. Yeah. Still one of my favorite stories. I never laughed so freaking hard when she came up on the bus. She was pissed at all of us, and she's just completely, her hair's just like messed up in a frizz. Her makeup's just like completely just everywhere. And she just looked at us going, "Why didn't you warn me?" And we were like, "We did. Like, honey, sorry, we did. We tried, okay? You didn't want to, you thought you're from Vegas. You thought you knew how to drink. We're American, okay? We are white bread, lightweight compared to many, many other countries. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Man. The Irish are worse? Yes, I would agree. We had one guy who so this is the cool thing with touring too, is like we get a lot of people from cross cultures. So we had this guy Brian who comes out. He's Irish, but he also lives in Italy. Okay? He's like a dual resident between Ireland and Italy and was trying to get his third residency in the United States. So he comes out with us. He's on a visa, doing all that. And same thing. This guy, like, him and Boyo would go out and we wouldn't see them for like 8 hours. And it was like already like 10 o'clock at night. So you wouldn't see him till the next morning pretty much. And they'd come back just laughing and giggling, just completely fine. The rest of us would have been like under the table getting dragged back on a cart or something like that, you know? Insane. But yeah, I agree with you. Nobody can outdrink the Irish. That is true. Mm. See, I don't know, like I'm kind of weird in the sense of I have a wide variety in palate. Hey Dante. I have a wide variety in palate where I can be like very basic white bitch and love the super fruity Hawaiian like drinks, and I love those. But at the same time, I also love a really good scotch where I can just sit back, relax, and just sip it. And I'll have 1 to 2 drinks and I'll be totally chill to just sit on that. I don't need to just throw them. I can. That's not usually my thing. Like, I'm much more of like a casual social drink. I want to have fun and I want to have fun and remember it. Let's put it that way. That's more my vibe. Hanger is just not fun. I don't know. Like, let's hear. There's the Blue Hawaiian. Why is my hands doing that? This, like, if I'm not having a scotch, I'll be having something like this. This is, like, I get made fun of it. People are like, really? Like, you like the girly drinks? I'm like, yeah, I do. They're delicious, okay? It's Sprite, pineapple juice, blue curacao, vodka, rum, coconut rum. It's delicious. It's sweet. It's phenomenal. And actually, that's also looking good, too. But, yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I get some people have, like, their specific drinks are, like, love to just throw them back. But I just don't. I just never have. I've always been like, yeah, okay. I'll just have a Dr. Pepper now. And just like chill out. Like if I'm feeling too much, I'd rather chill out. What? Okay, never mind. That's fine. I'm sorry. Email thing. Work never stops. And it's like it's Memorial Weekend, guys. Like, but yeah. So What about you, Emma? Like, what's a... Oh, let's hear. Groovy said, I like... Ooh, Mai Tais. Nice. I like that. That's a good choice. I haven't had too many of them, but I think... Let's hear. What is it in him that I'm not... The court... Maybe it's the lime juice in it. No. Well, definitely that. I've never really liked much like mint in drinks. That's the other one. I don't like the spicy what's it called? I know that like they're like tomato juice and they have like all this like almost it's not chili powder, but it's basically like just some spice drink with like tomato juice thing that I don't it's not my thing. What about you, Emma? What is your drink of choice? Alcoholic or non? Like what's your go-to? Like it's a nice sunny day, you're feeling the vibes, it's nice and warm out, and you're just wanting to kick back. What's the drink of choice? There are some beers that I do like, but I also get like really full off of them quick too. You know. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like lemonade after you've cut the grass is like one of the most traditional, best tasting like drinks ever. You know? Never actually had the mint on yours. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's kind of like margaritas. I don't like salt. Like salt around the rim is never some people like it. It's not my thing. And tequila does me dirty. Tequila is the one that I have to be like, I'm going to hold back a little bit. But yeah. I'm trying to think, like I haven't had anything in it's been a minute. I don't think I've had a drink for has it been a month? It's close to that. Yeah. Yeah, see, I get that. Like okay, so my friend loves to drink. And the problem is that she has one of those that she doesn't have a stop button. So once she starts, she doesn't know how to stop. And so she was like, I want to just like completely cut it out. And I was like, I support that. Like let's do it. So I don't really drink much, at least home here, because if I'm out on the road like with the boys, like I'll have a scotch and a cigar. Oh, they blocked your comment. Boo, TikTok. Boo. How could you block someone like her? Come on. Not sure if they're showing my comment. Sorry. That could be because of the drink. Yeah. I get that. I get that. Uh it's weird. It's weird. It's like YouTube will allow all that stuff, but music, that's a hard no. TikTok will allow the music, but they all do their different things. Hmm. Yes. Yes, let's go. Wait, it blocked that? The two together? Really? Is there like some like new like innuendo thing that people are I don't know. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. Come on, TikTok. Uh it's so I I feel bad because like I've had friends who like had accounts that got banned and they didn't do anything wrong, but TikTok completely just still shut them out, and they're so slow to getting back that they just lost the account entirely. Like, I love On the Rocks. Okay. Yeah. See, I agree. It's nice. One, it chills it, and two, if it's sat for a little bit, it's melted down, it's kind of thinned out the drink a little bit, which is probably a good thing, you know? Like, at least in my case, I'm like, good. Oh man. Yeah, oh my gosh. We gotta get you guys, sorry, adjusting. We gotta get you guys out here. Like, that would be so much fun. Just get people together. We'll go do a like day grill out. Just have some fun. Go see what's around. You know, hell, like Gatlinburg again, a couple hours up is not bad at all. There's a recent place that my friend and her kids we went to. What is it? Old Archaeological. Old Stone Fort. This is it. Okay, so we went to Old Stone Fort. Where is there? I gotta see. Yeah, here it is. So Old Stone Fort, we'll come down and swim in here, and you can come and jump off. There's like a high cliff up here that you can climb up to and jump into this pool here. The other thing is that the waterfall has like a little cove behind it, so you can actually walk underneath the waterfall around to the other side. Super cool. There's also it's kind of adorable. There's this whole formation in the waterfall rock at the top of that, and it's small enough that it's big enough that a kid's hand or arm can go up and through it. And so me and my friend and her kids, we're all out, we're going swimming, we're jumping off the rocks, and out from the waterfall, we just see like this sock puppet come out, and just, it was just the cutest thing. It was so adorable. It's Old Stone Fort, which is Coffee County. Yeah, but there's an actual town name for it. So it's towards like Hillsboro, near Tullahoma. That's it. It's near Tullahoma, which is actually where I was at for her oldest son just graduated high school yesterday. So we went and did a big celebration, went to a Mexican restaurant. I showed up beforehand, set it up, and all the family and friends and stuff came out. Super, super cool. Yes, I love it. Ooh, Niagara Falls was an awesome experience, but you can experience it in 3 different ways. The first way is from the Canada side, the other one is from the American side, and then the third way is you can take like a ferry and go like up in it. So like if you ever watch like Bruce Almighty, they're on the ferry, you can basically do that. But I believe it's Rainbow Bridge is what they call it. There's a couple different bridges from Canada to the United States. I believe it's Rainbow Bridge, but you can go to either side and experience and kind of get this really cool different angle. There's places that you can walk down, and on the Canadian side, there's a casino right up the hill from it. And Cole was doing a show up there. So, was it Cole? No, was it Cole? Who was I with? No, it was when I was with Kane Brown. We did a show at the casino, and then we just walked down the hill. It's like half a mile. Walk down there, and then you can go see it. And you don't have to pay to go see it or anything. Like, it's just there for people, which is super cool. It was awesome. Used to go to Chattanooga all the time. Yeah, I have a friend who lives up in Chattanooga. I have a couple friends that live up in Chattanooga. It's super cool. It's super like it's like gentrifying is not the term, but they basically have like sort of modernized it, and it's got almost this more like kind of more hipster vibe now in certain areas, and it's also a college town. It's cool. Like around Rome, Georgia, but really it's a whole chunk of 3 states. Yeah, yeah, yep. How Emma, how big is Wales? Like if you were to go from one end of Wales to the next, like how long would that take you? I'm curious about that. Like it's so funny to me like when like a lot of it looks small on a map but it's quite big. Heck yeah. Like it's strange because certain places take around 5 hours. Yeah. See, that's awesome. I love that. I love that you can take the whole country through that, right? Like certain areas in okay, so here's for an example. I'm in the state of Tennessee. Most people would assume that Tennessee would be much smaller than the country of Wales, right? State to country, the way that we look at things. But for me to go to Memphis from Nashville, still the same state, is 4 hours. So, like, we have states how, like, a lot of other places have countries. And for some reason, Americans just don't, it doesn't register. They don't understand it. And I think part of that's because most Americans actually aren't very well traveled. That's the other thing. Like, I remember growing up when I would have to, like, drive, like, an hour somewhere, and people were like, you have to drive an entire hour to get somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, like, that's, here in Tennessee, like, that's everyday Nashville traffic, you know? But, like, different places are just, I guess it's just the different culture to them. Some people just don't travel. People don't get out. 30 minutes is a long drive for them. Meanwhile, for me, like we'll hop on a bus and it could be an 18-hour ride somewhere, driving 4 hours somewhere is nothing. To the Florida Georgia border is about 4 to 5 hours. Yep. Honestly, Groovy, that's not too bad, which is good. It takes an hour to get to a. I already read that one. So what is your city called? And also, excuse me 1 second. I have allergies, so I'm just gonna be right back. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry about that. I can breathe again. Yeah, the change in the season has been nuts, and like I think I just got like a sinus infection for the last 4 or 5 days. I've been trying to be able to deal with that. But Cardiff is our capital city. Cardiff. Ooh. That's cool. Would you say that it feels more like city vibe, like town vibe, or I mean, probably not village vibe, but Nothing special. Hey, I mean, honestly though, sometimes that's cool. Like I really love Village Vibe, where it's like where it's just a like like a local market and local business owners. I love local business. When I was doing my masters in business, I could like had to pick a focus on that. You know, like what kind of business do I want to focus in? Is it advertising and marketing? Is it corporate structure? Is it online, brick and mortar, all that stuff? And I really loved startup. I love startup businesses of just like the ma and pa shops of just supporting local because you're not giving it to some like big corporation who, yes, eventually it goes to people, but this goes directly to the people who own it, who run it. Like this is their life's work. To me, has always been, I love that. It's like supporting an artist, right? If an artist has a painting that they, you know, I don't want to give it to 10 different people before it gets to the artist. I want to give it to the artist directly. Um, I love that. So that's always been my kind of vibe, like city, like village wise, where it's like, it's a little bit more communal. People know people, you know, it's actually, well, yeah, it's community. Um, ooh, wow. That's cool. Cardiff Bay is beautiful. Yeah, wow. Honestly, it kind of gives me almost Sydney, like almost Sydney, Australia vibes, honestly. That's really cool. Oh my gosh, like bay life, like nighttime bay walks are amazing. You know, when they usually have like the strip of like restaurants and bars and stuff that are right out on the bay. So you could go in and grab your drink and still just like walk the boardwalk and just chill out and enjoy it. Look at the water, you see the lights reflecting, and it just that's such a vibe. And the castles. Oh my god. I definitely I have to I gotta come visit. I gotta let Boyo know. Next time you go home, let me know and I'm gonna book a ticket with and like let's do it. Musical theaters are, and then London is the main place where the king lives. Okay, so that's actually a great. So I didn't know that you guys had like, I don't really know like the political government and stuff within that area. So you guys have a king still. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I the idea is awesome. I don't know if he's awesome, but the yeah, that would be spectacular. I think that would be so much fun. But she had passed last year. So like was it did they find within the line of royalty? Was it like her son then became king? Was it her husband then, or how was I had heard something on that actually. Now that I think about it, I had heard something about a queen recently, but I my mind went to England for some reason. Yeah, like how did that work? Is it something that they like, is it voted in? Is it heirs and family, or how does that follow? I love that. I love this kind of stuff. I love history. I'm fascinated by how that stuff. Family, yeah. Okay, cool. I yeah, it's so interesting to me like seeing how everybody else does it. Her son took on the role and is now his son will be taking on the role. So yeah, so it'll pass down from heir to heir. That's cool. Okay. Yes, I've heard the name mentioned. Okay. Right on. Do you guys do you guys like that side of it? Is that a popular popular is not the right word, but is that like a positive thing to your guys' country that you guys see, or like how's like yeah, how is all that? Because you have like England that like of course you had like the Queen of England, people grown up with that for so long that they knew love the Queen, not a fan of the King. Okay, that's cool. Like again, like it's awesome. Just knowing seeing the actual history unfold. Wow. Palace, which is always very busy. I wonder if busy is good. Yes? No? It could be both, right? But like when I immediately think of Wales, I don't think of like a king and queen. I honestly don't think of like any sort of honestly like government. Really. Like you know it's there, but like I've never really like yeah. That's amazing. We of course the United States is I mean the whole world knows on us. People get so ridiculous to me. It's like, yeah. That's why I understand why some people don't like Americans because of that. But um yeah, it's so interesting just to see how people live and like the ways of life that happen that we wouldn't naturally like we assume differently than what we think it would be just because people aren't experienced with travel or going to different places in that and um I think that's one of the reasons why I love travel so much is the world is as we found is also very it's much smaller than we think it is and therefore like isn't that almost like a call on us to go explore it and to go learn. I have a Emma. You talked about people have a lot of judgment. Oh my god, yeah, so much, so much. Yeah, and the thing is, like, I understand both sides. Like, I was in both political parties originally, and then realized where like my values actually learn and sit, and to see how people just get so like blow up hatred for one side or the other about a person rather than policy. And also the fact that, yeah, I agree. I agree. So, like, plainly spoken, in the, what was it, 2016 election? His first, yeah, in the 2016, I voted for him because it was somebody who was not a politician that I was like, I wanted to try and just see something. I want to see something different. Somebody who's not a career politician and see how those changes are made. And then 2020 election happened, and then in this one, I just decided I was like, you know what? I just want to stay. I'm not going to vote on this one. I just don't want to. It wasn't about upsetting anybody or anything like that because frankly I don't care. It's more of like for me was I just didn't want to I wanted to just be like, here's my beliefs, and it doesn't necessarily mean I have to vote for somebody one side or the other, right? I'll vote for a person because I agree on their policies, not because they are a Democrat or Republican, etc. But yeah, I there's definitely some charm to him. He's also a cartoon character as well, in other times, and I can recognize both. But the it was interesting because like I think like the United States just got way too political, and then it spread out into the world, and it's like, but we don't really have good views on other people in other worlds and cultures and stuff like that. I have a friend, Emma, you had mentioned Kenya. Okay. The guy was a mentor of mine when I was learning to play drums and doing a lot of that. He was a musician from Kenya. His name is Mudasia. And Mudasia came to the United States to work for the company Nike. And he was like helping out and volunteering at places, and that's how we kind of got connected. And so he started teaching music lessons, and he gave me a book that was essentially how to become a Kenyan musician. So over in Kenya, if you want to be a popular musician, you don't just play the drums. You don't just play guitar. You have to learn everything and have to be really good at all of it to be like a famous musician over there. Where here, you could be just random Joe Schmo. Like I got buddies like out here. If you come to Nashville, you're going to meet famous people. You're going to meet all these musicians, and they're just regular guys. They're just down to earth. Like this is just their job. They're just, they love to play music. They learn how to do it. They make some money from it. And they tour with different artists, and that's kind of their life, And like, just the differences between that. How one culture says like the importance on it. Just like I had I was a drum instructor for a bit, and one of my students, she was North Korean. Okay, North Korean. Not South Korean, where they're a little bit more like open to it, whereas like the country is very super strict, right? And the way she was an incredible player, so good at drums. However, there was no creativity. She had everything had to be written out. And when there was ever something, it was like, yeah, here, just feel it. Just play it on how you feel. And she was like, what does that mean? And I was like, you just kind of feel it out. Like, like you're going to hear the sound, and I want you to just kind of like make something up that goes with that. And that didn't exist for them. For her, she was like was like super terrified of that, and was like, I don't know how, like, write it out for me. And I was like, okay, so that was my goal as her teacher, was how to teach her the creativity process of music for a culture that's never taught that. And so she really loved the artist Bruno Mars. And so we just played through the album of Bruno Mars, and then her have to learn to do that. It was super cool. I love seeing that. And again, yeah, just the different lifestyles, how people live. And I think when we take the opportunity to go seek that out, we learn so much more, and it really enhances our own lives on top of the ability to open up to others. We are dealing with the nightmare of politics on this end. Yeah. So you're in the same boat, huh? Man. That's incredible. Oh man, I know it's sad because we should be able to talk about politics and it never be like a really like thing, but when people make it their entire life and identity, then when they realize they're either right or wrong about something, it becomes so extra when it never needs to be that way. It's like, I have my political beliefs. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. I live a different life, which is why I think this certain thing might be good. In the end, ultimately, isn't that our goal? We're just looking to live our best life. I'm too busy in my own bubble. Yes! Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Emma, what else? So what do you do? Like, what do you do for work? What's or what's your dream? Like, do you have a dream job or career that you want to do? Do you have a job that you currently do that you love? Wow. Okay, I'll say never would I would have never had that on my bingo card. And also, Like, you're such a cheery person that I bet that also makes you super good at your job, too. Like, that's so cool. Dream job is to be a midwife. That's amazing. I love that so much. So, do you, like, what kind, I guess, there's different terms, I guess, in midwife, like different ideas to it. Like, are you somebody who wants to go and help give birth, like to help the mother give birth, or is it on the side of like helping take care of families after she's given birth and all that? Thanks, Groovy. It's good to see you. Yes, absolutely, agreed. I think I could make them laugh during the hardest time. That is amazing. I love that so much. Yeah, and guys, we're gonna keep talking. We're gonna create a plan. Let's create a plan of like doing like a we'll do like a travel thing or like again chicken sheesh, right? And yeah, we'll just grill out, have some fun. But okay, so my best friend, she's got 5 kids, and her oldest is 18. Her youngest is 8. And she went, so the thing is, here in the United States, we have a really, really abysmal rate for complications during pregnancy. And a lot of that is because of how our healthcare system works and the things that they've created that they think that's normal, that this is a normal way to give birth, and it's not. It actually puts a lot more strain on the mother. Um, there is like a people would call it like a hippie commune, but there's actually like out here in Tennessee, they call it the farm, and it's a place where a lot of people live just a little bit more naturally. Like, it's not that they're against medicine or hospitals or anything like that, but they're just not like in your typical suburb. Like, it's a community of people that have a garden that they all share in with. And her ex-husband grew up there. So she ended up on that farm at that point and absolutely loved it. And she ended up giving birth out there, and they do the same thing. They have midwives to help the mothers during that time. And a lot of that too is they talk on a lot of like standing births versus water births versus like there's all of these different methods and how much that actually helps the mother to have an easier birth and it's better for the child. And their rate for like successful births is through the freaking roof. Like, they don't have a ton of like C-sections or anything like that because it is done in such a way that's I guess just it's just more natural. Um, and then the other thing is they do a lot to take care of the mother after, whereas the hospital kind of just like, okay, you gave birth, okay, great, get out, spits them out, and they also take the baby away like right away to like clean them off, to do all these things to, and that's such an important part of the baby's life right there, as well as the mother's connection with the baby too. And so you end up with a lot of mothers that have like the postpartum depression. Yes, yeah. And for me, I love like kids to me, kids to me are like the most important thing in the world. We have a duty and a responsibility as parents, and also not only as parents but to guide kids into a better world. We're trying to create a better world for them. And unfortunately, in America, it's not really like, you have people who believe in that, but there's also a huge population of people that just don't care anymore. It's just kind of like whatever. Like they've lost all of the magic to it. There's no miracle to it anymore, you know? They just look at it as, okay, somebody went and gave birth, okay, whatever. The person's going to probably end up divorced. And they just have this negative spin and go through this whole negativity spot. And you're like, no, like you are encountering magic made real right here with the birth of a child. And especially with a loving mother and father who created this together to create something just so beautiful. Like to take that then and to say, okay, well, now that that's done, we just, that's it. Move on to the next family. It's like, no. Like these kids are special. They deserve to have a great family, to have good mentors and stuff like that. So that's part of it, like with me and my friend and her kids. Her youngest loves me to death. She's a wily, feisty little girl who just wants to go run, jump, climb, and play. And then her son, one of her sons is 14, and I've taken him to work with me to help build skills for him to be like, hey, this is, you know, as a man, this is kind of your responsibility. You're going to learn to work and the value of these things, but also do it in a way that's smart. Don't, like, he wants a summer job to go get a PS5. It's not about him just like, oh, he needs to work. It's about like, hey, no, like learn how to go after the things that you want and how to make that happen. So I put him on to help. We did a show for essentially, so it's for the foster care system. It was a fundraiser. They raised $16 million on this fundraiser that night. And I had him with me to help build this stage up and to tear it down so he could learn the value of that as well as learn the value of like hard work, and, you know, paid him a couple $100 to go towards this thing. It's mentorship. We don't have mentorship anymore, you know? The country singer again, download the album. I appreciate that. So his name is Cole Swindell. I'll spell it out. Just like that. And recently, let's see here. So we have a new album coming out here soon. We're going to start touring that album in the fall. Currently, so we're in the release countdown. The album releases, it's next month. Okay, so the album releases next month on the 27th. And it's called Spanish Moss. Our recent one is called Stereotype. That was made in 2022. And it has a lot of his, like... So we have one of the songs... let's see here. Which is it? It's not Stereotype. Is it Single Saturday Night? He just had another number one song, like another song hit number one on the charts. So he's got 9 of those now. Here's a cool thing with him. Like, there are some artists that are like super snooty and, you know, they're like, I'm the best, and they have an ego. This guy doesn't. Like, he is so down to earth. Like, we're all a family. Like, we can go golfing together, go hang out, go have dinner, whatever it is. You know, he brings his wife out on the road. She's having her first kid in August. It's amazing. Like, it's so cool, and I love that. Yeah, it's because the thing is that it's real. You know, who he is on stage, off stage, he's the same person. And to me, that's what's super important. There's a lot of fake people out there. And to have somebody that I can call boss, who, I mean, technically I'm a private contractor, so I'm my own boss. But, you know, I've been working for them for a couple years that I'm like, you call him boss or whatever. He's so chill. And we will just, we'll just go have fun. Like, they wanted to go see the new Twister movie, and he didn't really want to go alone, so he took all of us along. Rascal Flatts. So when we did the CMAs, I don't work for Rascal Flatts. They were just another band that was there alongside, but the guys were super chill. Like, everybody was awesome. Band guys were super nice. I didn't get to talk to the lead singer, but I've heard good things, but yeah, you get a lot of these guys that, like, this is just, we love music and we love going and doing festivals and having fun, and like that's our job. That's how we pay the bills. So most of these guys, especially in country music, are pretty down to earth, Then I've also done like the rock world a little bit. So there's a band called Avenged Sevenfold. Again, also they'd been around for a long time, so super chill, down to earth. Usually the bands that have been around the longest, the ego's gone. They're just like, this is just another day at work for us, and we just having fun. Showing up at a festival, and like we did Morgan Wallen, and that one wasn't a festival. That was his tour. It was out on a stadium. 134,000 people. I've never seen so many people in my life. Like, it was wild. But at the same time, too, like, it's cool that we get to provide something and assist people and help people to, for 134,000 people to have just a good time, to have fun, to sing along with songs that they love. It is a vibe. It is a vibe. Yeah. So, like, okay, so question. So for you, like, what's your typical vibe of, like, like, if you could choose anything, like, every day was more like this, what would that look like to you? Like, would it be like just super relaxed? Would it be like a mix of both, of just having fun, always up for a laugh, nothing is too serious? Yes, you're my kind of person. I love that. Absolutely. You're enjoying life. Don't take it too seriously, like, yeah, be serious when you need to, but handle business. But outside of that, doesn't mean you can't have fun while you're handling business. That's right. As corny as this is, as Rascal Flatts says, life is a highway, right? I'm gonna ride it all night long. Like, that's it. It's live your life, enjoy what it is, don't take it too seriously, and meet some really cool people, experience some really cool things along the way, and just have an open mind, have an open perspective of who, like, it. Yeah, he's so chill. Yeah, honestly, Kane Brown was definitely that way too. Oh my gosh, Kane is sometimes a little too chill. So we did a show out in Ohio, and it was an outdoor festival, and the stage was one of those where it's kind of like a semi-trailer that opens up kind of like a transformer and becomes a stage, but it doesn't hold as much weight. So you got to be careful. And there was a big storm that was coming through, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And so my job with the LED wall is I have 3 7,000-pound walls hanging in the air, 60-mile-an-hour winds coming in. So we're talking about, hey, we might have to take down this wall before the storm comes in. And Kane comes out and he goes, well, we got insurance on it, right? And we're like, yeah, but that's not the problem. Like, if this thing comes down, it's not just the walls that come down, the entire roof comes down. And he totally wasn't listening. And he goes, well, like, how tall's the wall? And I'm like, 24 feet. And he goes, well, how close is it to my drummer? I'm like, 26 feet. He's like, so there's like 2 feet of difference. I'm like, a wall doesn't just fall like the same as it don't math that way, man. And he turns around and he's like, nah, I'll just hold my hand out. And I'm like, dude, hey, I just had to tell him, I'm like, listen, man, you want me to leave the wall up? I'll leave the wall up. My job, I'll come dig you out of the burial. Okay? But it's not a good idea. We should tear this down. And eventually, like, one of his managers was like, we got to take the wall down. And so we did. It was fine. And then the huge storm came in, lightning and thunder everywhere. Like, they had to cancel the rest of the festival because it was just too much. It was dangerous. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize it was that bad. And we're like, dude, come on, man. There's a point of almost too chill, you know? But it's just like, dude, put the weed down, okay? Just put the weed down. But yeah, it's fun. I love it. I love what I do, and I like meeting people. I like coming out and having fun, seeing new places, doing new things, and experiencing life. So, what was it for you, like when you were like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to be a midwife. Like that's what I really wanted. That's what I feel called to do. What was that moment for you? Like, where was the aha moment? Drink a little water too. Because that's so freaking, that is so special. Like, that is such a rare thing that people just, I don't think people understand just how incredible a job and experience in life that is. And also, would you be like would you want to do like traveling midwife? Like, would you want to, like, there's some midwives that go different, all that. Aw, that's awesome. How many siblings do you have? So is it just is it you and your sister, or I have like a half brother, half sister, but they're much older than me, and so they've never really been in like in our family much. Yeah, yeah, especially because it's like I mean that's such a huge toll on the body, and then not only are you dealing with like the physical side, but you're the hormonal side and mental and emotional. There's so much that goes into it, and like here it's what 3 to 6 months I think of that they get out here of like maternal leave from work. You're like, the baby's not even 6 months old and you're having to go back to work. Like, who are you leaving the baby with? How are you, like, that's such a, they just do it so wrong here on that. A twin sister, so 3 sisters and a brother. That's awesome. I love that. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I just, they they do it so wrong here in that sense, where it's like certain countries they literally have like a full year before they go back, and in that they're paid the entire time. Like, it's so awesome. Not a fan of having a twin. Would you say that she is like I've had some friends that are twins that were completely opposite personalities, like two, I mean it was yin and yang, completely opposite. Would you say that that's the same for you? Or are you guys super similar? Like, what's the vibe like for you guys? I pretty much grew up mostly like an only child. Half brother and a half sister. It's from a dad's previous marriage, and both of them were very heavy drug users. So I never saw them. My brother would only see me if he was clean, and he would try his best, but even then, it just like they just chose a different path, you know. Um, Absolutely, completely opposite. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a pretty common thing on that. So, are you guys the? Would you say that you guys are like the twins? Like, are you guys the oldest, Are you guys the middle child or children? Or are you guys the youngest in that? But yeah, I like my friends were pretty much my brothers. That's how it had always been. And the youngest. Aw. It's cute. That's amazing. What's do you do any of like the like do you follow any of like the astrology stuff of like I'm September, I'm a September baby, so Virgos is my thing, is my sign. Um I always find it fun, you know, like some people take it really seriously, other people don't, you know. I'm kind of in a mix, like I'm always open to ideas and beliefs. Pisces, right on. Cool. Yeah, I just like uh kind of like I had said, like so my mom's side of the family, oops, sorry. My mom's side of the family is Native American. My dad's side is Welsh. So on my mom's side, there's a lot of like traditions that follow back to like a lot of the Native American culture, a lot of spirituality stuff, um, spirit animals, that kind of thing, and you know, like spirits, ghosts, all, just supernatural stuff. My dad's side, my dad's side is more like an Irish family, is the best way to describe it. They are loud and boisterous and bold and wild. Yeah, awesome. Me too. It always fascinates me. It's never that somebody's right or wrong. Like just to see how those things are, because who knows, you know. I will say I'm one of those. I don't fuck with ghosts. I just don't. If you love scary movies, I'm your best friend because I will have you laughing so hard because I get scared so easily in those movies, and it jump scares so funny. But also part of that reason, because I grew up in that culture of like the spirituality side of like there are some things that we just don't know. We can pretend to know, we'll try to know, but like if I like they say a place is haunted, I'm not going to go try and antagonize a ghost. If it's real, I don't want to mess with that. If it's not, I'm going to look like a fool, so I'd rather not, you know. Lost your mom 4 days before your 15th birthday. Aww. I'm sorry to hear that. But I do think that too. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. Same here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're adding like a scary movie to the list as well, right? Like that's so chicken sheesh, Lake Day, scary movies, awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. See, I mean, like on my dad's side, the Welsh side is we do sort of. I wouldn't call it like a traditional Irish wake, but it is very much like um the like it's a celebration of life, and I mean it's a celebration. We don't do that morning shit in my dad's side of the family. Like they literally like my great uncle when he passed away. Mind you, he was 103 when he passed. He was 98 at a family reunion and throwing all of the kids in the pool. Okay, 98 years old, he's running around, this super tall guy, grabbing people, throwing them in the pool, having the best time of his life. He set up a fund that when he passed, it was for celebration. Drinks, food, all of these things for people to go and just live their life. He wanted people to laugh when he went and specifically set it up that way. That's how exactly how I do it too. Don't cry over me. Like if you're sad, I get it, but Like, go laugh, have fun, remember me, remember joy when you remember me, that kind of thing. We need to go to an American spiritualist. Yes, yeah, I'm in it. I have friends who they do like tarot and stuff like that. Ouija boards are the one that I don't mess with. Tarot, I'm more okay with. I've heard too many stories on the Ouija board. I'm very like suspicious. I'm very scared, suspicious of being like, I'd rather not find out the hard way, you know. But yeah, like I definitely think people are much more in tune spiritually than others, and part of that has to do with how they're raised and just their awareness of, you know, the belief in reality. So it's kind of like this. Some people believe you can do anything, right? Like me, I chose to go into the music industry. I had a ton of people who were like, so you want to be a rock star? That's never going to happen. You'll never make, like, all of that stuff, right? The negative Nancy's. And I just kept the belief of, yes, I will, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it happen. And I did, right? That same mentality, I think, works in spirituality too, where, like on the Native American side, it's very much you are in tune and observant about what's around you. So the spirits, being animals, all have meaning and lessons to them. So the idea is go on a walk and see the animals that you see on that walk, and just take note. I saw a blue dragonfly. I saw a black raven. I saw a deer. I saw, you know, whatever it is. And then you look up the meaning of those animals in the spiritual nature of the Native American, like, heritage. And that'll tell you, like, here's some signs or maybe some introspection that you can take from it. We were left with funny, happy memories for a reason. Oh, Sam, I don't do those. Yeah. I love that. I literally feel like we've been on Face. I know. Honestly, that would have been fun. Like, I would love to do that. Like, we could totally do like a FaceTime, or like words, Justin. Jesus. Like there's like duets and those like duo lives and stuff like that. Any of those. That would be a ton of fun. I would love to do that. But oh my gosh. This is awesome. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And the other thing too is then I can also, like, do I have any? I don't know if I have, but like on the road and stuff, like, so Groovy is also part of this too, where like when I went to Australia, I recorded some of the things that I was going to Australia and posted that. And I post it just for like specific groups, like the small knit community and all that. Yes. Yeah. I'm so excited. Like, I was already super excited to visit Wales. You know, like, it's my heritage on my dad's side, and it's the place of, like, essentially my second dad, where he lives and is from. And so, like, I've already had reason to want to go, but now this just, like, shot it up to the top of the list. You know, like, I have to go now. That would be amazing. And oh my gosh. Yeah, he technically lives in Florida, but he goes back to visit. So, okay. This guy is kind of everywhere. He lives in Florida. He's from Wales. He has one of his sons in the UK. So he'll go to the UK to visit his son, and then he'll go to Wales to visit his mom and his family, and then he comes back to live with his other kids and wife in Florida. And then he will also go and do shows in like Egypt and Africa, and like I'm trying to remember where he was in Africa, but he does all those. But just that alone is always, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to follow what you're doing here because this seems amazing. But he was telling us about Wales and like him and going and visiting his mom and all that, and I was like, this is a place. This seems amazing. If you ever want to travel, buddy, let me know, because I love to travel. I absolutely love just, again, it's the same way. It's like, I don't need to, like, I don't mind the touristy stuff. Like, going and seeing anything new to me is exciting. But, like, the ability to go just, like, I'm not high maintenance. I'll throw on a backpack and meet you there kind of thing. Like, ooh, and off we go. Go adventure and see what's there. So how many places do you think have you been to so far? And what was it that really got you into traveling? Six. Awesome. Was it all recent? Sorry, itchy nose. Was it all recent? Or has this been like through your life so far? Mm-hmm. Oh man. It's interesting because especially the different places that you go, because like Canada, for example, like they definitely have a couple different cultures there. But honestly, it's not far off from a lot of American culture, um, which was kind of surprising to me. And then, of course, like there's the French side of it, and that was definitely very different. But um, versus like when I went to Mexico, Mexico was very, very different. Um, it was cool. It wasn't really like, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like, all right, that was a new experience, Um, Australia was amazing. New Zealand was really amazing, but I definitely overhyped it because I was really excited to go see the Shire from The Lord of the Rings. And we were a few hours away from it, and because we only had that one day there, we didn't have time. So I didn't get to do that. But definitely means I gotta go back and see it. Like there's just like Japan is a huge one I want to go to. You've been in there a while. Nice. I like it. Yes, let's go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hey, I totally understand. Like I'm sure you're like water. I need water. Um Feel free to message anytime. You're like come in, hang out, whatever, like you're more than welcome. I will definitely jump into your lives. We should FaceTime. I would love that. I think that would be very fun. Um, and also, sounds like a supremely amazing bath. I should do that. Bath bombs. Do I still have them? I might. But yeah, yeah. We'll talk. We'll figure out more, and let's chat soon. And thanks for coming in. Very much appreciated. I hope you had a good time. What's going on, Kiwi? How you doing? Oh man. Oh wow. It's been 2 hours on that? Holy crap. Oh my god. That's amazing. I did not realize, wow, time flies when you're having fun, right? Okay, yeah, absolutely. I think I'm definitely I should probably be responsible. You did it right. I approve. I fully approve of that. That sounds epic. Uh I will definitely, like, I should probably eat some lunch if that's the case. Oh, it's only 11 o'clock here. Actually, yeah, what's the time difference for you? We'll figure that out. So I have to match that energy, is what you're saying. That's what I. So then I won't feel as bad, and then I'll be just as pruny. We'll do that. But yeah, I'll get some lunch, some food going on. Oh wow, so that's let's hear 5, 6. You're a 6-hour difference. Yeah, 6 hours ahead. Okay, cool. Good to know. And yeah, I'll get some food, and then I'll probably be back. One of the games that I play, it's Final Fantasy 14. If you like games, like, feel free to come join in and have some fun. Otherwise, we'll definitely catch like a live or something. Yeah, sounds good. It's good to see you. Very, very, very nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm not a great gamer, but I love community and just kind of like this, hanging out, vibing. You know, we're creating a guild in the game to just come hang out, have fun. It's not like Call of Duty or anything like that where it's super competitive. It's just chill, having fun. Me dying a lot, yeah, that's usually pretty how the games. I'm like, some people are insane gamers. I'm not, but yeah. See you later. See you later, Emma. Very nice to meet you. With that, I think I will definitely go get some lunch now too, and maybe a second coffee. Kind of sounds good too. All right, guys, I'm gonna log out for a little bit, and I will see y'all soon.